on where you're catching up with us today. I hope that you guys are doing well. I hope that you have had a great day. You have had a great Sunday. For those of us who go to church or places of worship, that your Sunday was amazing. You've had a good time to meet with God's presence wherever you went to, just fellowshipping and having time of communion and time of fellowship with your brothers and sisters at church. So again, I'm coming along this evening just to have a quick chat. As you know, we are on a challenge, and today is day 13 of the challenge. It's been amazing to see how we have continued to do this together. We have continued to journey together, and it's been really, really lovely. It's been really, really super amazing, and I'm so glad and so thankful that I get to do this with a group of like-minded people and a group of people that we share different sentiments, values, etc. And so this gives me another opportunity to come along and just talk a little bit about something else today, something different on this day of the challenge. So again, as I mentioned, if you're new here, glad to see you, glad to have you, glad that you could join us, glad that you could find us, glad that you could take this time to watch this. If you don't know me, if you're new to this channel, my name is Claire, and it gives me so much privilege to be able to come and just have a chat with you guys and talk a little bit about many different things and aspects of nutrition. I'm a registered nutritionist, and I teach food science and nutrition related topics in a local university where I live. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a lover of Jesus, among many other different things and different hats that I wear on a day-to-day basis. And as I'm mentioning, it's been kind of a challenge in itself this year to try and challenge ourselves to eat healthy. And I have the privilege of being the founder or the initiator of Total Nutri-Food and Total Wellness, which is a channel that basically looks at you kind of ensuring that we live and prosper, because I have a strong belief that we have a mandate to live, to prosper and be in good health, even as our souls prosper. That's a mouthful of trying to talk about who I am, but if you really want to know a little bit more about me, have a chance of scrolling through the various videos that we have produced on this channel. It'll give you a little bit of more ideas of outlook of who Claire is and a little bit more details of who I believe in. I believe in having healthy bodies, which are the mandate that we have been given while here on earth to be able to live, to serve, and to do what we need to do. Because the moment we stop living and existing in our bodies, it's called death. We'll no longer be here. And so when we are here, why not just take good care of our bodies? And so we have been on a challenge, 40 days detox and reset challenge, because we believe that this year is a year that we have been called to prosper in our physical, emotional, psychological, mental well-being. And so as a result of that, we are reaching out to do things that will help us, first of all, to simplify our lives. That's one thing I believe my word for 2024 is simplicity, just walking in simplicity, making my life simple, making everything that concerns me more simple. Life is not supposed to be complicated, but also in the middle of being simple, kind of in a way, just making it easier for us to detox, making it easier for us to reset, making it easier for us to be able to live, to prosper, and be in good health. And so what I'm going to be talking about today is bringing the content of what the challenge will be for day 14, which is going to be tomorrow. As those who've already been part of this know, I bring the challenge the day before, because we are doing more challenging things that will need a bit of preparation. So today is a preparation for day 14, which is going to be tomorrow. And what I want us just to do, I'm going to be straightforward. It's going to be very quick and easy. It's not going to take a lot of time for me to explain that. And it's just simply tracking our calories. If you want to ever, let's say, gain weight or lose weight or maintain weight, the easiest way I usually say is try to think about it this way: calorie in, calorie out, you maintain weight. Calorie in, less than calorie out, at the end of the day, you lose weight. Calorie in more than calorie out, you gain weight. But you can only know that how much calories that you're eating, calorie in, calorie out, can only become a reality to you if you are able to know how much calories am I consuming. So the first place you need to start from is to know what is your basal metabolic rate, which is basically what you need to be alive, what you need to be able to do the various things that you do in your body without necessarily adding other extras on it. But the moment you start to think about, like, you can calculate how much your basal metabolic rate is, they're very easy formulas nowadays with online. You can literally put in your weight, you can put in your height, etc., and it gives you what you need for that, your requirement to be able to be alive and kicking. And so when you're eating your food, you need to consider and see, if, for example, my goal is this year to maintain weight, then how much am I supposed to eat? And how much am I supposed to eat? And if I'm exercising, how much calories am I supposed to compensate for exercising so that in the end I can be able to lose weight? If your goal is to be able to gain weight, again, you can see how much do I need to eat in order to be able to gain weight. As I've said before, a lot of times it's nice to have a combination of exercise and diet in order to be effective in terms of losing weight, but you can still lose weight by just watching what you eat without necessarily exercising. But exercise is good. It has its own advantages in terms of your mental being, mental clarity, etc. And that's why it's always good to be able to combine exercise and nutrition. And so if you are able to know that, for example, your target this year is to lose X amount of kilos or pounds or whatever, you need to go back to the drawing board and ask yourself, so if I need to gain or to lose, let's say I want to lose 1 kg, 2 kgs, 10 kg, etc., how much am I supposed to eat in order to be able to lose weight? So as a woman who is sedentary, doing nothing really, just waking up and going to about their works and things like that, you need to eat 2,000 calories to maintain weight. A man needs a little bit more, 2,500 calories to maintain weight. But if you want to lose weight, you need, for example, to eat less than 2,000 calories or 2,500 calories if you're a man. If you want to gain weight, obviously, you need to eat more than that so that in the end, you're able to get that extra, and that extra will be go through the normal processing in the body and will help with gaining weight. And so if you want to lose weight, so today I'm going to illustrate what I want to talk about by talking about losing weight. If you want to gain weight, you can still apply the same principles. They don't change, because at the end of the day, it's the same thing that will be helpful depending on what you want to do, whether you want to gain weight or you want to maintain the weight. So when you're looking at it this way, let's say you want to lose weight. It is not recommended to lose more than 500 grams per week. So that's a healthy weight loss. If you're losing rapidly and you're not really doing anything drastic to your weight, you might want to think probably there might be some other underlying issues that you need to look at. So let's say, for example, my desire is to lose weight. I'm aiming not to lose more than 500 grams every single day, every single week, because that's the recommended. I need to think and see and think how much how much calories am I supposed to eat? Obviously, you don't need to eat at 2,000 calories, because if you're eating 2,000 calories, you'll maintain weight. But if you want to lose, then you need to be in a negative energy balance. And so you need to think of like, okay, maybe I'll cut down the calories that I eat by 200, or I'll cut down the calories that I eat by 500, and don't really over restrict yourself, because once you start restricting yourself, you can have other health impacts as well. So the simple thing to do is, what I want us to do for day 14 is do what is called, as I said, tracking of our calories. So what you just need to do, you can do different things. I personally have used my fitness, and that has been really my fitness pal, and that has been really helpful. So I'm just going to grab my phone to show you a little bit what's happening in that case. So this is basically, I hope I can be able to show you how that looks like. So if you're looking at the My Fitness Pal, that's basically how the app looks like. When you get into the app, it looks like this, and so it gives you that opportunity. Let's say if I try to put it through the other side, so it kind of shows you so it tells you here there's the calories remaining. So how many calories, like today I haven't been exercising or anything, and I didn't have my phone with me, so definitely it does show me. I'll try to move away so that you can see that more clearly. It does show me like I've only done 8 exercise of I didn't have this phone with me, so it just says 8 I got 8 calories from my exercise, right? So that means that if I want, for example, to eat 1600 calories, that means that to maintain weight, or so to say, something like that, if that's what I've calculated as my energy requirement for the day, which is obviously below 2000, because as I said, I'm working with somebody who wants to lose weight, for example. Then it tells me here, what will I eat for? I can add what I've eaten for breakfast. So let's say if I want to add food, I can say I've added something like mixed nut, and then I can say, for example, if this is accurate, I'll say, well, that's what I've eaten, and then 100 grams of the servings. I click there on OK. I don't know if you're still able to see that. And then once you do that, you can either, let's try that. Yeah, you can either scan a mail, or you can scan a barcode as well. If you're having something that is more, let's say, like anything that you have bought, you can scan the barcode, and that helps you to be able to know exactly what you've eaten. So this is somehow how I usually do it. So you can look at, what did I eat for breakfast? It allows you to look out for what you've eaten for lunch, what you've eaten for other snacks, dinner, etc., and exercise, of course. And then once you finish at the end of the day, it tells you to complete the diary. I'm not paid to talk about my fitness pal. I'm not sponsoring it in any way. So that's just something that I've used, and it really works for me so well. So that's something that you could do. And just like kind of today, what I want you to do is to try, just think of trying to track your calories, so that at the end of it all, you are asking yourself, how many calories have I eaten? How much am I supposed to do? I know that's not going to be very clear at this moment, because it's a live recording and I don't have like fancy ways of showing this or sharing my screen, so that limits me in a way, but you get the gist of what I mean. So you can use things like MyFitnessPal. I use the free version. It has restrictions in itself, so it doesn't have much that you can get in terms of what you can get from it, because it's a basic version. But there is also the revised versions, and the revised versions, you can actually, they are a bit more advanced and fancy, where you pay for it. But I'm not going to really, again, as I said, I'm not going to go into all the details to talk about that at the end of the day. So what I want you to do tomorrow, if you want to use like an app, I've told you an example. I use a free basic app. That's my again, the app is basically my fitness pal, which I've used it for ages. I've used it successfully when I really desperately wanted to lose weight, and I was able to lose 10 kgs within a duration of 6 months. And of course, it wasn't that I was just dieting, it was more combining my diet with exercise, and that gave me a really good outcome because of tracking. But also, you can do the old school. This is also one thing I usually say. I did this with my sister, and it's really, to date, I only say I owe it to my sister, who really was a motivation for me at the time when I really wanted to lose quite a good chunk of weight. You can do it the old school, so you just keeping a food diary, where you have like a piece of paper, and you just write, let's say, breakfast I had a banana, write it down. And the internet is really good nowadays. You can go onto the internet and just say like one banana, one medium banana, and it will tell you it's about 150 calories, and you write down. And then at the end of the day, just calculating and saying, I need to eat 2000 calories, maybe, because I'm maintaining. But I said, if you want to lose weight, I need to eat, let's say, 1800 calories, and see for yourself at the end of it all, how many calories have you eaten in a day? And then I'll tell you on the next day, or one of these days, what to do with that. So we want to try and just keep a diary of what you're eating. The first time might be a bit difficult. If you've never done this, it might look a bit daunting, but if you keep on doing it over and over again, it becomes part of you. It becomes second nature. And then hopefully with time, I will show you what you can do with that information. But for now, it's just keeping that diary. You can continue doing it for the rest of the days of this challenge, or you can do one day again. But as I said, one day is not enough to be able to help you to keep on track with the things you're doing. So it might be that maybe you try it the first time and keep it up, keep on continuing with it until you get to a point that eventually you're like, I've heard enough. I'm able to know how much calories I need to eat, etc. Personally, I get to a point that once you know, you can know the food groups that you have. You can know, for example, the different things that you are eating, etc. With time, it becomes easier that you can know, okay, if I've eaten a banana, if I've eaten a bowl of porridge, and etc., that's about 400 calories. And the other thing maybe you can think about is if you want to try to break it down so that instead of like kind of in a way having all these calories all together, if you're doing something like intermittent fasting, you might be eating only maybe one meal at the end of the day, etc. And that might be something that you might want to check and say, okay, how do I distribute these calories? I don't want to lump them all together. I want to spread them around. And that's some skill that I'm more than happy to delve into a little bit more. And hopefully when the challenge finishes, I'll try to do a little bit more with that in the end. And of course, also, if you want to get a little bit more expert help with doing these things, why not feel free to just join this, an opportunity to join this channel as a member. And if you become a member, of course, you can get a little bit membership packs. You can be able to get that. I can do that together with you. I'll have the opportunity to kind of just work together with you to see what are your goals that you want to work on, what are the things that you want to achieve, and we can go through the whole process together. But that's something that I am more than happy to offer it, and it will be really, really at a very affordable cost. I'm not that going to extort you or anything like that. Or we can as well just start that conversation. I'm more than happy to get into that, but this is not for the part for that. That's if you want to become a member, you'll have that opportunity to get that personalized program. You'll also be able to get an opportunity to work with myself, have those weekly touch points and things like that. So I can work with you through this through a program to help you with that. But if you don't want to do that, that's completely fine. You can do the basics, follow this app, and you'll still be able to see some benefits to that. And I'll be bringing some information later on to give you a bit of idea of what to do with this information. As always, as I usually say, you put in what you put in is what you get out. You put in the determination, you definitely get something out of it. If you don't put in the determination, again, it's all, well, what you put in is what you get out. With that brings me to the end of the recording for day 14. As usual, I continue to appreciate everyone who continues to support the work that we do. If you haven't done so, why not just click on that like button or share button or subscribe button? That goes a long way in supporting what you're doing. And my prayer for you is that you will continue to prosper and be in good health even as your souls prosper. Let's challenge ourselves together. 2024 has to be our year of reclaiming, getting our health back, getting our mindset back, our mind healed, etc. And that's something that you can easily get if at the end of the day you decide, because I believe that God has called us to prosper and be in good health even as our souls prosper. That was the end of day 14. So there's recording for tomorrow, which is day 14. My prayer for you is that you will prosper and be in good health even as your souls prosper. I sound like a broken record player, but I want you to know that my friend Abby usually says, if you keep on confessing it, if you keep on repeating it, and until it becomes sunk in your mind, you begin to become a reality of those things that you constantly tell yourself. What you feed grows. So feed yourself, constantly reminding yourself, it's my year to prosper in my health and to be in good health. I hope you know that you are loved, you're celebrated and appreciated, and continue supporting what we do. And I pray that the Lord will richly bless you and keep you until I shall see you again. Not sure about what I'm doing, if I'm doing a recording tomorrow, obviously, because I've got stuff to do for my work. But I'll bring the content for tomorrow or instructions for what we'll be doing a day after tomorrow. And I pray that you have a great evening. God bless and much love. Goodbye.